Wow, what a beautiful day out there today. After yesterday's smoke screen coming from Canada, but went out for day 88 miles, really beautiful, into Harriman State Park. Did some nice, beautiful climbs. Gate Hill, came around Arden Valley. Arden Valley beat me up. It was really beautiful. Anyways, let's talk about some basics, some really basics. Heart rate. You know, you go up the steps, and then all of a sudden your heart rate's going up. Yeah, that's natural. That's what's going to happen. And you're like, oh, I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. So, okay, so you're out of breath. How high is your heart rate? How long did it go up for? You know, how long did you sustain that heart rate? Those are the questions that you need to ask yourself when you're doing any type of exercise, whether you're going out riding or if you're running or if you're swimming. And if you don't know what your heart rate is doing, first of all, you can't calculate how many calories you're burning. You know, so you have to, use your watch, use your Fitbit, use your Garmin, use your Apple Watch, whatever watch you have that's going to calculate based on your heart rate, based on your activity, how many calories you're burning. And then look at your heart rate. Start to learn what your heart rate is doing. When I'm walking and I'm taking a brisk walk, how many calories did I burn? You know, everybody's into steps. You know, okay, so you took 30,000 steps, but your heart rate was at 70 beats per minute. How many calories did you burn? Maybe you took those steps really, really slowly. You know, it doesn't really, and you have to quantify things based on the exertion that you put out in your workout. So start learning about your heart rate when you start going up the steps. You went up the steps, it took you 30 seconds. Okay, your heart rate went up. But you also need to warm up. It takes time until your heart rate warms up, until your body warms up, until your heart is more elastic. Also during the workout, you know, when you're starting your workout, your heart rate, it takes a while for it to get up. For me, it could take me at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do a workout. And I see people that are doing a workout for 25 minutes. I just warmed up after 20 minutes. Okay, you're doing 25, that's all the time you have, great. But if that's what your structure of your workouts are for only 25 minutes, you're just warming up. Your heart rate's just warming up. You barely burnt anything. How many calories did you burn? You went out on a walk, you burnt 100 calories, 150 calories, and then you go to the pizza store and you have 3 slices of pizza, and you say, oh, I took 2,000 steps. Oh, wonderful. So, you know, all of this comes together. Your heart rate, along with how many calories you burn, and start to learn about your heart rate. Start to learn your body as you go out and you're walking, running, cycling, swimming, whatever you're doing. And then you'll start realizing how much more you can do. How long could you sustain your heart rate at what beats per minute? And that will really help you burn calories. And it'll also really help you understand your workout and also be able to structure your workout. Once you start to learn about your heart rate, then you'll understand, why am I doing this type of structure on this type of day, which would be a zone 2, which I spoke about so much. But it's, if you do those and then your harder workouts, which are going to be a little bit less, and then if you structure everything based on your capabilities, and then your fatigue, and everything will come together. But heart rate is so basic. Start to learn your heart rate. Start to learn what your heart rate is telling you, what your body is telling you. When you're tired, how much is your heart rate? When you're fully rested, how elastic and how your heart rate is. Heart rate is really the bread and butter of endurance and aerobic sport.